In the beginning, we see Yamamoto walking towards the enemy as Yhwach holding Kenpachi by the neck. Instantaneously, Yamamoto saved Kenpachi from dying by the hands of the Quincy's ferocious leader. But up in the air, Yamamoto was attacked by 3 Quincy's that tried to ambush him, but that idea failed horribly as Yamamoto set them all on fire. Yhwach asked Yamamoto, "You look like you want to say something." And before Yhwach can finish what he was about to say, Yamamoto sliced his left arm, causing him to bleed. Bro, episode 6 started off extremely epic with the battle between Yamamoto and Yhwach. This is exactly what we were looking for. So the fight continues on top of the roof of a house, and we see Yamamoto avoids the attack that Yhwach created. Once they both landed on the ground, Yamamoto tried to annihilate him from the side, but Yhwach's counterattack cut the flames precisely in half while drawing out his sword. Real quick, if you were wondering why Yamamoto only has one arm, it's because he lost it by protecting the world of the living from a massive explosion using a forbidden Kido spell. So I just wanted to catch everyone up that might not know about it, or the ones that might forgot about it, because I know I did. And another thing, I'm so used to calling Yhwach Yhwach, okay? So if you hear me say Yhwach, I'm talking about Yhwach, okay? So, and I tried to correct myself over 100 times, man, but I'm working on it, okay? So just cut me some slack. All right, let's continue. Yhwach told Yamamoto don't be excited that he drew his sword, and Yamamoto answered saying that he wants to crush him totally until there's nothing left, and all of a sudden the entire color of the battlefield turned pure white. Then we see one of the captains say that his throat is dry, and then we see another captain's lips begin to crack. So at this point, I'm like, what in the world is going on that's causing water to evaporate, lips to start bleeding, and throats to be dry? Then the screen cuts back to Yamamoto, and we finally see something that the Bleach fans wanted to see for a very long time, even when he fought Aizen. Yamamoto looks at the camera and says, "Bankai, Zanka no Tachi." This moment was so dope. So now we understand what was causing the air to be dry and water to evaporate. This is really freaking cool. Even though his Bankai is visually underwhelming, wait till you see what his Bankai can do that makes all of this so crazy. Yhwach is looking at Yamamoto's blade and see the sword covered in black with fire burning from the inside. Yhwach's facial expression is priceless in this moment. He really looked like he doesn't know what in the world is going on at all. Yamamoto tries to strike down Yhwach, but misses entirely. However, when his sword touches the ground, everything explodes in the direction it's facing. Yamamoto explains that his technique is called Zanka no Tachi East, where flames don't burn but explode. Yhwach tried to attack Yamamoto with his sword, but his sword evaporated instantly because of the heat that surrounds his body. Yamamoto then used his Zanka no Tachi West, that is 50 million degrees Celsius. Yo, Day, pause the video. If this was really true, no one would be able to even get 10,000 miles close to him, and we see Yhwach standing 20 feet away. This is just absurd. We can't even go outside in this summer heat when it's 109-degree weather. People will have heat strokes and pass out. But I know this don't make no sense, but that's what make it tight, honestly. His Bankai is so stupid that it's tight. Yamamoto starts to walk towards Yhwach, blazing like the fiery sun, trying his best to end this battle as quickly as possible before Soul Society burns down. Now I see why no one has beaten him in the last 1,000 years. Meanwhile, we see Ishida under the bridge reading the historic battle between the Soul Reapers and Quincy's. He said that 1,000 years ago, a group named Leash Right tried to eliminate all Hollow from existence and invaded the Soul Society, but the 13th Court Guard Squad defeated them. Then 200 years ago, the 13th Guard Squad couldn't come to an agreement with the Quincy's, so they eliminated the majority of them, maintaining balance in the world. Then Ishida begins to have a memory about him and Ichigo discussing about the war. I really do believe that their friendship will come to an end, because Ishida is a Quincy at heart and Ichigo is a Soul Reaper at heart. And one thing I know about them, they're not going to convert to neither side. This is definitely going to be very interesting in the upcoming chapters. Yamamoto gets ready to attack Yhwach, but he summoned the most powerful protection seal that protects him from any attack. Yamamoto stops in front of Yhwach's seal and strikes his sword into the ground. He then Zanka no Tachi South to awaken the undead. 100 of skeleton corpses rise from their grave walking towards Yhwach to annihilate him. The skeletons surrounded Yhwach and turned into his fallen comrades that died in battle. Yamamoto stated that the Stern Riders can only seal someone's Bankai by having intel on the individual, and the reason why they couldn't steal his Bankai is because no one's seen his Bankai over 1,000 years. Yhwach breaks free and walks towards Yamamoto on the heads of the skeleton. Yamamoto uses his final stage name Zanka no Tachi North, slicing Yhwach in half. Yhwach begins to apologize, saying he's sorry for not carrying out your orders. Yamamoto frees and asks him, who are you apologizing to if you're the leader of the Quincy's? And in a split second, he sees the real Yhwach arrive to the battlefield, saying that this guy on the ground was a Stern Rider of his group. And while Yamamoto was occupied, he was visiting a familiar foe named Aizen. The scene cuts to a quick conversation between Yhwach and Aizen. Yhwach tried to persuade Aizen because he wanted Aizen to be a part of his group, but Aizen declined his offer. Yamamoto tried to use his Bankai again, but Yhwach stole his Bankai, leaving Yamamoto in shock and confusion. Yhwach states that the only reason why no one can take your Bankai was because I was the only one that can control the power you possess, then slices Yamamoto with his blue energy sword.